Hey guys!
Hello.
Welcome to Vlogmas Day 4.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
4 already?
I know, right? Yeah, so we wanted to make a chit-chat sort of talking video. We kind of liked doing that in the last video we did where we talked about Christmas time here in Bangkok. So yeah, we are in the last month of our stay here in Bangkok. We actually have 3 weeks left in our condo. I know, time flies by really fast.
Super fast.
Yeah, so we wanted to use this time to reflect on our time here and just kind of talk about our experience. So before we get along with the video, I just want to say that everything we're going to be talking about is pretty much just what we've gone through. So whatever we say, just take it with a grain of salt. Not everyone's gonna have like the same intentions or the same experiences here while they're here in Bangkok. Why Bangkok?
Well, it's in Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia is just awesome in general. It's warm, it's sunny all the time, we want to escape the cold. But also, because it's an international travel hub, we can easily fly to other countries like Cambodia, Malaysia, Laos, Vietnam. We have some videos from those countries, and we'll be traveling to a few more after Bangkok. And then on top of that, my family's from Southeast Asia. I'm part Lao and part Thai, but was born in America, and so coming here was sort of a coming of age trip where I can learn more about my family's history and just get in tune with my roots, and use it as a time of discovery. And then lastly, it's cheap. Like, we have this amazing condo that is extremely affordable, and food and transportation and a lot of the other things that we consume are fairly cheap as well, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So now we'll jump into the pros. What's so great about Bangkok and why do we like it?
So our first pro that we've experienced is the cost of living. As Tony mentioned, our apartment is affordable. We take the BTS or the MRT to get to where we need. We also take a motorbike if we need to, like when we are feeling a little lazy and don't want to walk.
A great convenience.
Yeah, so these motorbikes just will wait on certain corners, and they will go like deeper into the alleys or the sois, the streets pretty much, and you pay them anywhere from like 10 to 50 baht depending on how far you go. But anyways, they're really affordable. And also Grab. We use Grab quite a lot, especially if you want to get to the other side of the city, you know, where a train is not, where we're going, the train is not like in the area. Yeah.
And Grab is like Uber. Uber used to be here, but Uber sold its shares to Grab, and so if you're unfamiliar with it, it's like Uber.
It's like the Uber.
Or Lyft, yeah.
The Uber of Thailand.
But I think way cooler.
Right, yeah. So all of that together makes it easier for us to live here because we do work part-time online. So we're definitely not making as much as we used to when we had a 9-to-5 full-time job. But we are a lot more relaxed. Yeah. And so that the cost of living has helped us ease into like a more relaxed sort of lifestyle that we are quite enjoying right now. Yeah. Pro number 2.
Pro number 2 is that we can fly to neighboring countries for really cheap. So we recently went to Cambodia. We checked out Siem Reap and Phnom Penh. Videos are on our channel if you haven't seen those. We also went to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia in September. And we'll be going to a few other countries from here. Next month we go to Bali, Indonesia, and then we go to Vietnam. But yeah, subscribe to our channel so that you can get more, so you can see the other videos.
Yeah, so you can follow along our journey. So pro number 3, there is a lot of things to do here. If you're into temples, if you're into cafes, if you're into lots of different food, street food.
And shopping.
Yeah, and lots of...
there's so many malls.
Yeah, well, not even just the malls. The malls are great, but there's also tons of night markets, which I love.
The night markets are cool.
I love going to the night markets, eating there, shopping there. Those are really fun to check out as well.
And on top of that, there are some really cool day trips that you can take. We've gone to the beach a couple of times already. We went to Pattaya and Hua Hin, and we'll be going to a few other beaches in the next couple of weeks, which you'll see on our channel. But that is one awesome thing about being here.
Yeah, the buses to get to like the closer beaches to Bangkok are really affordable.
Super cheap.
Like under $5 you could take buses or even a minivan to get anywhere, and it's really cheap.
Yeah, we went to Pattaya, and I think that cost us like 108 baht, which is under $4.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But it's roughly in that range.
Our last pro that we have sort of utilized while being here is some medical services. Well, just one for us. We fortunately haven't gotten sick.
Knock on wood.
Right, knock on wood. But we have gone to the dentist to get our cleaning done, and we have gone to the dentist to get our cleaning done, and that was pretty affordable to pay out of pocket. We went to one that was relatively on the higher end, and our cleaning and some other things that we needed done was pretty affordable for us.
The place that we went to is in Asok, which is along the Sukhumvit BTS line. It's called Bangkok Smile. As Laura said, it is
Probably
a little pricier.
Probably
you could probably find cheaper, but the staff and the experience was great.
Yeah,
Laura
really
had tons
nice.
of questions about
some stuff.
Yeah, some stuff in her mouth.
Yeah,
and they were really, really friendly and very informative
and patient.
Yeah,
with us.
Patient with their patients. All right, so that's it for our pros. I mean, we could go on for days, but if you want to know more, feel free to drop in the comments and ask questions. But let's hop into some of the things that we aren't too fond of here.
So the number one thing that we're not fond of living here is the pollution. I use an app called Air Matters, and I'll get updates every day about the air quality. It's currently 10:45, so like the air is okay right now, but if you just look at the days coming up, unhealthy for sensitive groups. Wearing masks today because the pollution is really bad. Yeah, I've noticed it. Have you? Like, do you notice it for yourself? I notice it for myself. I'm more congested.
Yeah.
Waking up every morning. And I'm pretty sure it's because of the air quality. Yeah,
when we first got here, I also felt congested. Would have like some phlegm as well, but to sort of counter that, we wear face masks when we're walking outside between places, and
it's not uncommon.
No,
here.
not at all.
Like if you wore a face mask in the U.S., people would think that you're
really weird. Or like really sick.
They think that you're dying if you're wearing a face mask. But here, it's very normal to wear face mask. One, to like just cover your face, or because it's dusty, or like the pollution.
Yeah.
So we've totally embraced wearing them.
And they sell them everywhere.
Around. Yeah, you get them anywhere.
Yep.
So number 2,
Western food is a little more expensive than what we'd like to pay, especially being in Bangkok, knowing that other foods are a lot cheaper. But that's the price that you pay for foods with ingredients that aren't sourced here.
Yeah.
They're usually imported. So things like pizza, Mexican food. We love Mexican food.
But there's not any good Mexican food, and the Mexican food that is here is like
it's okay.
mediocre.
And expensive.
Yeah.
So be prepared for that whenever you're craving some Western style food. It can cost you a little bit extra. Food is probably our
number one expense.
Just because we're 2 people and we not only buy groceries, but we enjoy trying new foods and going out to eat. Because, you're in Bangkok, there are so many restaurants here. And
it's very convenient
it's
to
super
eat
convenient,
out.
yeah. And, depending on your eating lifestyle, you can eat for extremely cheap. We've been places like the food courts where you can get a meal for $1 or
Food
less than
courts at the
$1.
malls.
Street food can be less than $1 as well. But Western foods and other, like fancier foods
Double,
can be
triple
super
the
expensive.
price.
So it all depends on what you enjoy and the lifestyle that you lead.
Oh, our next con. So Thailand is known as the land of smiles, but honestly, being in Bangkok, and this is just our experience, I really don't feel that people are that nice here.
Yeah, not gonna lie.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's because it is a major city and people are just trying to do their thing and, get home. People are busy, and so if people don't have time to just try to be nice to everybody they come across. But I was surprised by that, to be honest, especially how it's said that people are the land of smiles.
Yeah, but Bangkok is just one city in the entire country. We've talked to people about it, and I think that tourism greatly affects the morale of the community as well. And just having to hustle all the time. People are just generally tired.
Yeah, one thing you'll notice of Thai people is that they're so hardworking, and here in Bangkok, I always just see people working, hustling on the streets, selling.
Yeah, we pass by the same people every day because we walk the same routes, and we see people out there working
12 to 14
9
hours.
Yeah, exactly, from morning until night.
Yeah, survival mode.
Yeah. But the next con is that Thais like things really sweet. Nothing wrong with sweet, but it can be in foods that you don't want it in, like smoothies or coffee.
Right. So fruit smoothies, a simple syrup or sugar is generally added. So if there's a few lines that you must learn in Thai, I would say no sugar. In Thai,
how do you say it?
I don't know. I always have Tony.
Try.
No, that's the bag. Misai.
Masai tong is no bag. Okay, so that's another thing. But masai namtan. Masai is please don't put, and namtan is sugar, or you just say maiwan, which is not sweet.
We would get iced coffees when we first came here. 7-Eleven, any cafe. If you get an iced Americano, it's going to come with sugar in it. So the first handful of times we would just forget because we don't think that Americanos just come with sugar. So we had to learn every time we got a smoothie and every time we got a iced coffee, to always just say no sugar.
Yeah.
And it's also a lot of noodles, a lot of stir fry.
Yeah, Thai food is generally a little sweeter.
Right. But if, you prefer not to have so much sugar, learn that line or learn something like that to lower your sugar intake.
Yeah. Oh, and then talking about the bag situation, Mai Sai Tong, the vendors love to put everything in bags, and they'll put a bag in a bag.
Some of the plastic usage here is a little excessive. A lot of single-use plastics here, especially since Thailand has a really big street food culture. Not just snacks, but there are a lot of vendors who sell food right when people are getting out of work. So there's papaya salad, there's curries, there's all sorts of meats and gravies that people buy because they're taking home to eat, to feed their families, and everything's just going into plastic bags.
Yeah.
And we like to take Tupperware with us, where the vendors could just put it in the Tupperware and then we just pay them, and we try to take our own bags when we can. And when we go grocery shopping, we'll take reusable bags, in order to like not have so much plastic being utilized.
Yeah.
Because Thailand is because Bangkok is such a bustling city and people are just always on the go. You know, they always have their drinks on the go. They have their drinks in their bags. They're taking their food in the plastic bags. Yeah.
Yes, it's a grab and go culture. It's very convenient.
Yes, grab and go culture. That's what it is.
So the last con is sort of a sensitive subject. We haven't talked about it at all on our channel, but we'll touch on it here just a little bit. And if you have deeper questions about it, feel free to ask in the comments.
Yeah, or message us.
It's visas.
Yeah.
Or a visa. So we have been traveling on a tourist visa for the past 6 months. And so if you're thinking about coming here, you'll find online that there are certain requirements and a limit to how long you can be in Thailand, just like there are other countries around the world. But
yeah, and of course it's dependent on your nationality, and the requirements are different depending on where you're from. But us as Americans traveling on tourist visas, we found it not difficult, but it has been a bit stressful, to be honest, because there is some uncertainty these days as far as like leaving the country and then coming back to Bangkok on a new tourist visa. We won't get too much into that, but let's just say we're pretty relieved to
not having to endure that stress anymore.
Yeah, after our last trip and then coming back, I'm really relieved we're going to just be hopping around in the coming new year.
Yeah, I mean, and to add to the stress, it can also be quite expensive, having to leave the country, pay for accommodations wherever you're going, and fly back. Yeah.
So if you want us to sort of talk more about that, let us know in the comments, and we'll figure out a way how to talk about it some more. But just let us know. So I'm going to talk about some tips before coming. Number one, I would say get a bank card that is international travel friendly.
Yes.
Okay, I have Charles Schwab. I chose Charles Schwab because they don't have international transaction fees no matter where you are in the country. And while I do pay ATM fees that a local ATM charges, I do get reimbursed by the bank at the end of each month. So that is really nice. And they also have online support. So I don't actually have to call a number. I could just get on my account, start chatting with a representative, and whatever, and I'm good to go.
Yep.
Yeah. Number two is something that I had to kind of learn the hard way.
Oh my gosh.
To pack light or lighter than usual, because anything you need will be here.
For real.
Anything you need will be here. Okay,
so
like
true.
You read about it, but you don't need to bring your toothpaste. You don't need to bring extra toothbrushes, mouthwash, shampoos. I mean, for me, there's some specific things I need for my hair that I did bring, but like some other stuff I brought, like it wasn't necessary.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Yeah. Next, okay, we love our condo.
Yeah.
And it's great, but we are bound by a contract, like for 6 months here, and also 2 utilities. So if we were to give a tip to anyone, we would say if you can afford it, or if you could find an Airbnb that is within a reasonable price, we would say go for it. Airbnb will give you that like flexibility in case anything happens while you're staying here.
Yeah, And you don't have to pay utilities like water, electricity, and Wi-Fi.
Make a contract with other vendors and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so more peace of mind with Airbnb.
Yeah, exactly. Because we had to put a deposit down for this place. Yeah, we could go on and on. So if you can find shorter term accommodation, we would say go for it.
Yeah, and we have a link in our bio or in the description. If you're booking for the first time, you get a little bit of savings, and we get a little bit as well.
If you insist on trying to find a condo here, we definitely recommend trying to find something when you get here rather than prearranging that beforehand. A lot of, what are they called?
Agents?
Yeah. A lot of agents, if you will book online, will probably charge you a lot more because you are a foreigner.
Yeah.
If you try to book online. So we do advise wait and come here and then meet with an agent and check out the different condos so you can see it in person to see what it's really like, and then maybe you can negotiate a lower price. So we do recommend using a website like booking.com to reserve your accommodation for when you're here, and you could also use the option for free cancellation because anything can happen when you're traveling long term.
Yeah.
And we love using booking.com to book all of our accommodation with the free cancellation option, just so we have the peace of mind that we do have somewhere to stay, but also we are guaranteed to cancel it in case something does come up.
And love that you can pay at the property, so you don't have to pay up front.
Exactly.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
So to get to the real question, do we regret moving to Bangkok?
No.
Nah.
No, we don't regret it too much. Would we have done things differently?
Of course.
Absolutely.
But you learn, right?
You learn.
And that's why we're here.
Yeah, you learn what works for yourself, what works for you and your partner. And like we said earlier in this video, this is just our experience.
Mm-hmm. Laura and I had discussed this. I think we would have just maxed out our initial visa, stayed at an Airbnb, and then hopped over to the next country, because trying to stay in Thailand on a tourist visa just became too stressful and expensive.
Yeah.
But overall, I've enjoyed being here, enjoyed being in Southeast Asia, and just learning more about the culture, speaking the language, trying the foods, and seeing everything that they have to offer, and visiting the nearby attractions and going to the beaches and whatnot. So that brings us to the end of the video. Let us know what you thought in the comments. If there were any questions that we didn't address, feel free to ask them below, and we'll get to you as soon as we can. Give this video a like, and if you're new here, please subscribe to our channel. There will be upcoming travel videos and general lifestyle ones on our channel. But that's it for Vlogmas Day 4. We'll see you in Vlogmas Day 5.
Bye. Recording?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys.
Hello.
Welcome to Vlogmas Day 3.
No, Day 4.
Oh, cut. It's been a long day. Hey guys. Oh, big guy.